All right, let's take a quick look at the review of the week. I'm going to work questions 20 through 25. So for the first two, we learned how to name the polynomials. On Monday, the lecture for Monday, I gave you guys a list. So now I'm going to base myself on that list. You guys should have it on your notes. It's based on the notes that we covered on Monday. So two names, one of them by the degrees. When I say degrees, basically the biggest degree, the highest exponent, and the other name is going to be named based on the number of terms. So question number 20, the highest exponent is 4. So when it comes to degrees, according to our list from Monday, this is going to be called quartic. Okay, so I'll go by the highest degree, this is 4th. Now, number of terms. Remember, I'm going to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 terms. So based on the number of terms, I'm going to call this quadnomial. Okay. Now let's take a look at question number 21. The highest degree here is 6. Right? Looking at the exponents, the highest one is 6. So based on our notes, the list that I gave you guys on Monday, we're gonna call this sextic. Now, based on the number of terms, there's 2 terms. Remember I said, on Monday I said terms are those things separated with a plus or minus. So there's 2 of them. So we call that binomial. If you need to see our lecture from Monday, go ahead and watch the lecture from Monday. Then on Tuesday, we talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. So my parentheses. Let me write everything without parentheses. So let me write this. The first one, let me just write it as -7 n to the 4th plus 4 n to the 2nd plus 4. Now, because of the plus in between the parentheses, I don't change anything on the second parentheses. Let me just write this as -2 n to the 4th minus 2n squared minus 3. If instead of a plus, it was a minus, if it was a minus, I would have changed the signs of the second parentheses. Okay, now, let me just combine like terms. The highest exponent that I see is n to the 4th. So I'm going to combine the coefficients, right? The numbers in front. So -7 with a -2, that's a -9. So I'm going to call this -9 n to the 4th. Let me cross them out because I already used them. Then I see, do I have anything n to the 3rd? No. How about n to the 2nd? I see 4 minus 2. So it's going to give me a +2 n to the 2nd. Now n to the 1. No, I don't see any. And then n to the 0, basically no letter. 4 minus 3. So I'm going to call that +1. And that's it. -9 n to the 4th plus 2n squared plus 1. All right, let's take a look at number 23. My first parentheses, let me just copy it as 7x squared plus 5x minus 5x to the 3rd. Now, because of the minus in between the parentheses, I'm going to switch the signs of the second parentheses. So let me write this as -8x squared plus 8x to the 3rd minus 7x. Notice I switched the signs of the second parentheses. Okay, let's combine like terms. The highest exponent that I see is x to the 3rd. -5 plus 8 is 3. So 3x to the 3rd. Then do I have anything x to the 2nd? Yep. 7 minus 8. I know 7 minus 8 is a -1. I do write the negative sign, but not the 1. So I'm just going to write -x to the 2nd. And then I see 5x minus 7x. That gives me -2x. Cross them out. I used everything, so that's it. Then on Wednesday, we learn how to multiply polynomials. So let me distribute the first term of the first parentheses. I'm going to multiply it to the terms on the second parentheses. 8x times 8x is going to be 64x to the second. Right? 8 times 8 gave me 64. X times x gives me x to the second. When we multiply variables, we just add the exponents. And then 8x times 6 is just going to give me 48x. Now let me distribute the positive 7. 7 times 8 is 56x. 7 times 6 is going to be 42. And then to finish this, let me combine my like terms. X to the second, I only see this one. 64x to the second. And then x, I see 48 plus 56. 48 plus 56 is 104. So I'm going to have 104x. And at the end, I see a plus 42. Lastly, on number 25, let me distribute the 3x. 3x times a negative 8x gives me negative 24x to the second. And then 3x times a negative 6 is a negative 18x. Now let me distribute the negative 7. Negative 7 times a negative 8x, right? Negative times a negative is positive. So it's going to give me positive 56x. And then negative 7 times a negative 6 gives me positive 42. Combine your like terms. Negative 24x to the second, that's the highest exponent that I see. Now, negative 18x plus 56x, I can combine those. Negative 18 plus 56 is 38. And the signs are different. I have to subtract, keep the sign of the large one. So it's going to give me positive 38x. And then lastly, plus 42. That's it.